Welcome into Broncos Breakdown. I'm Matthew Peterson, and we got some breaking news for you guys. Teddy Bridgewater has been named the starting quarterback for the Denver Broncos for Week 1 of the NFL regular season. That puts an end to this quarterback duel between Bridgewater and Drew Lock. Vic Fangio has named Bridgewater the Week 1 starter. These two have been going at it all preseason long and into training camp, and finally we have a winner, and it's Bridgewater, who is dubbed number 1 quarterback in the Mile High City. And it poses a lot of questions. What does the future for Drew Lock look like? What can we expect out of the quarterback play for this season between these two? Personally, I'm a little surprised by this, and the reason being is Drew Lock was the second-round pick, so unless Bridgewater was going to blow him away and make it an obvious you can't mess this up decision, I thought they would stick with Lock just to see if they've got any more future in him. But that's not the case. Bridgewater, I think, was overall a slightly better quarterback. I just thought Drew Lock being the home guy, drafted in the second round of just 2019, you don't have to go back that very far, would carry him enough just to get the edge. But that's not the case. Vic Fangio has other ideas. But let me know, guys, what your one-word reaction to Teddy Bridgewater being named the starter is. Hop down in the comments. Are you surprised? Are you different word. No shit, basically. Yeah, saw this coming a mile away. Let me know down in the comments what you think. These two have been going at it all preseason long, and check out the stats here from the first two preseason games. It's not a ton of stats, right? Small sample size. Both quarterbacks probably have played a total of 40 snaps through 2 games. Lock more so than Bridgewater in Week 2, and then vice versa in Week 1. But all in all, what does this mean? What does this spell? For me, it kind of tells you Vic Fangio is just running out of time a little bit. And what do I mean by that? He's a coach who's entering his 3rd season in Denver, has yet to post a winning season. Can't be too surprised by that. Didn't have a lot to take over from, but he can't afford to start year 3 and finish year 3 with 3 straight losing seasons. So at this point, I think that Teddy Bridgewater gives him the best chance to maximize his win efforts and not see if there's a future in Drew Lock. Vic Fangio, like every NFL coach, is in win-now mode. He's not in a mode to just sit back and try and develop Drew Lock for a 3rd straight season. Broncos fans, I know you love getting all the breaking news as soon as it comes out, so go ahead and subscribe down below so you never miss any Denver Broncos news. We'll give you all the greatest Broncos news, rumors, and content throughout the preseason and into the regular season. Drew Lock, what does this mean for him? He's going to put a ball cap on and he's going to ditch the helmet for the clipboard. He'll be the backup quarterback for Denver for at least Week 1. I'm definitely going to keep it in pencil and not put this in pen for all 18 weeks of the season. He's entering his 3rd NFL season, got 1 year left on his contract, so this was always a prove-it kind of season. What's his future in Denver like? Tough to say right now. I don't think it's for sure done, although this is definitely a hindrance. And first 2 seasons up at Mile High, not the greatest. The first year was promising, right? Only made a couple starts, but look at the numbers. Over 1,000 yards and 7 touchdowns. He was dancing on the sideline, but then took some steps back in year 2. 16 touchdowns and 15 interceptions. That's just a little bit too much Jameis Winston colorblindness. You want to connect with your guys, not the other guys. And the completion percentage, look at that drop right there, 57%. So this is where it comes into what's Lock's future in Denver. As of right now, I don't think he's done in Denver because I don't think that one quarterback was always going to start the entire season. I think this quarterback battle will carry into the regular season. If Teddy Bridgewater has 2 bad games to start the season, there's no chance that Denver was just going to continue with that, or if it was Lock who had a bad start. So maybe Lock can take the reins back and be a knight in shining armor if Bridgewater gets off to a bad start, saves the season, and carries them into the postseason. Stop me if you've heard this before. It sounds a lot like the Chicago Bears last preseason with Nick Foles and Mitch Trubisky. So what will Drew Lock's future be like in Denver? It's definitely not over for sure. Do I think it's likely done? Yes. But let me know what you think down in the comments. Type Y for yes or N for no if Drew Lock is done in Denver. Guys, we are partnered with one of the best sports books in the U.S. That is BetUS, and they've got an awesome promo for you. It works just like this. You go to the link down below, then you use promo code Broncos125, and they're going to give you a 125% deposit bonus. Don't get your calculator out. Basically, what this means, you put $100 in, they're going to put it up to $225. Maybe you want to use it for that Week 1 matchup against the Giants. That's a 2-point favorite for the Broncos. Curious to see how that line may change with Teddy Bridgewater being named the starter now. But anyway, all you got to do, go to the link right below, right? chatsports.com/bet. Then use the promo code Broncos125. You have to use those 2 steps, or else I got nothing for you. So go ahead and maybe put some money on the Broncos now if you were always gunning for Teddy Bridgewater. They're -2. Let's see if that changes. Maybe it'll move up or down. We'll talk to Vegas later on. Coming back to Bridgewater being named the starter, though, and this is what I've been trying to kind of get at here. Sure, this is fun and it's breaking news and it's interesting, but I don't think this will be Bridgewater in ink for the whole regular season. This quarterback battle is not done, right? This is going to continue for the entire regular season. If one guy's got not a bad half necessarily, but he's got a bad quarter, he got a bad game into 2 weeks or 3 weeks, that quarterback spot may be a revolving door. It'll be interesting to see, but ultimately, head coach Vic Fangio, he doesn't have time to mess around. He doesn't have time to babysit a quarterback to another losing season in Denver because he won't be in Denver if that's the case next season. So finally, we get a clear-cut QB1 for Week 1 of the regular season. Not sure what Week 3 of the preseason will look like against the Rams. I don't know if they're going to try out Bridgewater or maybe just hand the reins over to Locke and Ripon so that Bridgewater is healthy for Week 1 of the regular season. It's tough to say right now. You check out the schedule. They start on the road in New York against the G-Men. Then they go down to face off against Trevor Lawrence, who, by the way, also is named the Week 1 starter today. So it's tough to say, but I'm looking at those first 3 defenses. Nothing jumping out to me as extremely tough for Bridgewater. And then you go into more of a gauntlet, right? You got the Ravens, Steelers. Raiders will be tough. Browns on the road, Thursday Night Football. And then Washington. That's a great defense that's on the come up as well. But you check out the rest of the games, and this is where you can't even say definitively who will still be the starting quarterback at this point, ignoring injury, because we may be on to Bridgewater round 2 at this point if these two continue to battle back and forth and someone slips up once or twice here. And it'll come down to the Week 18 against the Chiefs. Probably not. We'll see how things go along the season. All in all, you'll check out the schedule here for the Broncos. Not super tough because you get to start things off with 2 New York teams in Jacksonville, which may give you a nice boost of confidence going into more of your meatier part of the schedule. But let me know what you guys think the Broncos' record will be this season. Hop down in the comments and reply with their prediction. Personally, I'm thinking right now it's probably, and remember, we're no longer in the 8-8 territory. I'm thinking maybe an 8-9 season. It could be 9-8. I think it's right around 500. And so I think the quarterback play will be the one that tells the difference. Great quarterback play, we're looking at 10-7, right? And that's talking wild card berth. Poor quarterback play, we're talking more of an 8-9 season. But let me know down in the comments what you think the Broncos' record will be this season.